Cool. Are you recording? All right. Cool. Welcome to Beats and Chill. I'm your boy, Hometown, of course. I have a special guest, my brother, Gats. We're here on the couch. You probably seen him before on the Beats and Chill podcast in some earlier episodes, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But we're here again because, as you may know or have seen, we just dropped a new song, Suplex. You know what I'm saying? I'm back out with a verse. It's been like how long? Almost. It's been years.
It's been years. It's been at least 5 years. It's been at least 5 ball.
Right.
For sure.
So, where do we start, bro? You know, we got, we talk all the time. So, I think it's cool that we can have this one-on-one and just kind of like have people that kind of don't know or didn't know that I rap before have the first time having this type of, seeing me have this conversation with you. And also, just some people who may now just been hearing about your name because I know you made like a big move recently. Yeah. Going to the other side of the fucking country.
Yeah, that shit's crazy.
So, let's start with Suplex, man. One, thank you for allowing me to be a part of that.
Yeah.
That was dope.
Yeah.
How has it been now since the record has been released?
You know, it's been slowly infiltrating, bit by bit, and it's had such a positive reception for the people that have heard it. What I think was very interesting about Suplex, it's a big full circle moment for me, right? One, just the wrestling motif of it. I haven't really tapped into the wrestling side of things in quite some time. And I thought it was very interesting to get you on Suplex and place you on that song because you're the reason why the last Gat HMTWN happened. You're the person that told me like, yo, you need to get this back going. And it was a really like tough time for me in order to, make that happen. But that was kind of the impetus of that happening. So, gotcha. One, there's that, just getting back to a wrestling motif, having that as a theme for a song. Two, I think that it's indicative of the classic Gat sound.
Okay.
For the last 3 years, people haven't necessarily heard me or what I think is a true 100% one-to-one reflection of me sonically.
Is that more so because of? Are you saying that because of the production?
Because of the production.
Okay.
2020 we were gearing up for Robbers. That was my attempt of making as close of an industry album as I could. Jordan handled the intro and the outro of the album. I had Chase the Money. I had what's his face? It's escaping me.
I think Wally Rios was on there. Right?
Wally Rios was on there. Keith Charles Spacebar did production on that. Mab did production on that. Yeah. A lot of the Lucy's that were coming out at the time that led into the album. I had Hey Tasha do production. I had Chester Watson do production. I had King Thelonious do production. So I had a lot of heavy hitters, people that were, out of state that handled that production. And then going into, Too Much to Rob, Jordan obviously handled that. And me and Jordan have our collective series. Yeah. So people were hearing me as a rapper, Jordan as a producer, and having those meeting of the minds.
Gotcha.
And I feel like Robbed, even though I handled the production, it wasn't a Gat sounding album because I was going through something. I was grieving. The whole world was in lockdown. The sounds that I was experimenting with were completely different. And I can't say that there's a song on there that sounds like something that you would find on Red Tape or on Starship or anything of that nature.
Gotcha.
So this I feel is like a return to form in a way. It has a reminiscent sound drum-wise of something that Santos and me would have done. So, yeah, I think it's an interesting thing. I'm enjoying seeing people's reactions to it. I'm enjoying people's reactions to the music video. Um, we had a blast shooting that.
Yeah.
There was a lot of work that went into it,
Right.
but I felt good, and it was like not my first video that I directed. I directed Zion with Jan, but Suplex, I wrote the storyline for it. I storyboarded it, and it was of my own creation. Obviously, with Zion, it's a send up, a tribute to American Psycho. So we had things to pull from
Right.
in the storyboard. The storyboard for Suplex was mine.
Gotcha.
I went and did the research and put together things. So, yeah, it's been great. It's been great. I'm glad that people rock with it.
Cool, man. Do you feel like as far as, because I've been seeing like the timing of releasing the song and the video, it was around WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And now it was in LA, you live out in LA, so like what was that like for you to be able to clash those worlds together? You know what I'm saying?
I felt more motivated. Man. And being in the city where WrestleMania is going on and having that energy and people are there for wrestling, it made me want to share the song more, made me want to get the video out more, and I was more active in promoting it. So I think that was just good for me. Sometimes I think as artists we get a little discouraged. Like, it's easy for me to create the art. It's not easy for me to roll it out or to present it. You know, if I could just sit here and write raps all day and make beats and put stuff out, and then people were like, "Yeah, this is great," I would be happy as a clam. But that's not,
Right.
you know, that's not the status quo. That's not how this works. So having the energy of the city and being in the event and being able to talk to people face to face about Suplex made me feel good, and it kept me motivated. Sometimes, you know, I always talk to people about motivation versus devotion, and I try to be devoted to things, but having inspiration, having motivation does help. So,
Okay. Cool, man. I think just kind of like, because I'm not on that side, so I'm here, I'm back in Tampa, and like I'm getting my version of like the reception of Suplex, which is like, oh shit, hometown, bro, like your verse slid and this and that third. Like me and Tyree go to the same barber, and like my barber's named Sean, man, and he was just kind of like going crazy, like, bro, like I knew you was that nigga, bro. Like, bro. And I'm just like, damn, man, it's cool because he's done that with like my previous work. You know what I'm saying? And every time I go to him, like, hey, bro, let me know, bro, when you got some shit. So it was just cool to kind of like experience that. You know what I'm saying? And kind of people who don't know me from rap that just know me as like the Beats and Chill platform guy. That's kind of like, damn, bro, like that shit was cool. That shit was refreshing to hear. You know, so that's why I say thank you for having me on that, because it gave me an opportunity to like just be in that mode and be that person, and without having to like be the super brains behind the shit. I could just participate.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That was fun.
And I mean, like, I thank you for blessing me with the verse. I think what was important for me, you know, in this new project,
Yeah.
I rap about my brother literally twice. There's like 2 moments of me referencing that, and one of them is in Suplex. And you're the only person that I know in that space that also knew him. And it's like, you know, you've suffered great loss too. So like, I know you understand. Like, we'll never be able to relate exactly the same way.
Right.
But it's there. So I had a lot of thoughts about like who I wanted to put on the song, because I was creating it during the Drop City sessions. But like when I really sat and thought about it, like you were the only right choice, and it fit. So I'm real thankful that it played out the way that it did.
Cool. I mean, that's deep.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of levels to it of
For
like
sure.
of that thought process, but
I mean,
yeah, man.
One of the things that I also realize is that like, I think by the time I think I want to say maybe by the time we wrapped up the video shoot or we're getting to start promoting it, I realized it was like the Testify video came out like 10 years ago in February. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I just remember that moment. And like, I know we have different, recollections of like that time and that period and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? But I just remember doing so many shows with that song. Now it's damn near like an inside joke. Niggas be rapping that shit like they Curtis Blow. You know what I'm saying? Tyree asked you like, nigga, that nigga, I'm like, all right, bro. Nigga say you finna get a shirt made. Hold on, bro.
Man.
But nah, man. I was thinking about that. I was like, damn, that shit won like long time ago.
Testify was a very weird moment. It was very weird. It was a very weird moment because everybody saw it coming but me. And it's one of those things of where you just gotta do the work and let the work do whatever it does. Because for me, like, Testify wasn't even the song of the album for me. You know, one, I think, I guess I'll tell the story. So like, I had made some beats to go to the South Florida producer battle that BO was throwing, right? And Jai was one of the hosts. There was other hosts as well, but I had a lot of reverence for Jai. I had a lot of respect for Jai. So he was the person that I was looking forward to hearing, you know, whatever about the beats. So, you know, we started playing beats or whatever. And, you know, my stuff was always a little to the left. Like, it was never really mainstream or something that people could really attach onto. But I thought it was dope. I was just trying to do what I thought was cool. Played the beats. I think Jai gave me like a 5 or a 6 or something like that. He was like, hey, you know, I know you be around and everything like that, but like, that beat just wasn't it, bro. It just wasn't it. But, you know, go back to the drawing board and, you know, like, and like, you know, something will happen. I was hurt. I was so motherfucking hurt. And at the time, you know, like, Blue Taper came out, and I was already dealing with like, oh man, like, Gas really can't rap like that. Like he got ideas, but he's not really a good rapper. So I was like, I was already in like the producer rapper thing, and then the one rapper I was trying to get attention from was like, you not a good producer either. So I was like, damn. I went to the crib and started working on stuff. The first beat that I finished was Crowns. And about a week later, I made Testify.
Okay.
And I went to Santos' crib, and I'll never forget, I was like, yo, I got some new beats, whatever, blah, blah, blah. That day, Santos played me the finished version of Really. I played him Crowns. He was like, oh, yeah, it was toy. And then I played him Testify. And he was on the bed. He gets up, and you know, like, Santos short. So, like, it's funny when he, like, jumps up like that. He's like, nigga, did you just make trap, jazz, da-da-da? Nah, that goes on the album. That's going on the album. And I was like, man, I was going to send it to Jai. And he was like, fuck all that. We're putting it on the album. I couldn't even write a verse to it. Like, I was having, like, a real hard time writing a verse. But because he pushed me so much, it was like, nah, like, you need to rap on this. I was like, all right. So I wrote a verse. I did the hook. I remember I played it for you. You were like, all right, cool. I'm gonna get back to you. And I'm like, all right. We went to deep, and I remember you pulled up. He was like, yeah, well, you know, like the way you structured the beat, I didn't really know where you want me to stop, so I just kept writing. I was like, yeah, whatever. And then like you rapped the verse, and everybody was like, that shit is crazy. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool. All right, keep it going. But like in my head, like Kilo was supposed to be the song because like it had like the crazy beat change and like that's like a starting point for stuff on the new album.
Right, yeah.
It's like that's what I was really going for. So I thought people were gonna gravitate to that.
Thought wrong, nigga.
I thought completely wrong. Completely wrong. And what was crazy was like, I remember like we dropped the project and people started downloading it, and I remember like SoundCloud, like the songs like really popped off like first week, and like all of them like got to like 1,000 plays and shit when that was like a cool thing. But like Testify had like 1,100, 1,200, 1,300, 2,000. It just started to like rocket, and I was like, that's crazy. I thought that was gonna be like too weird, you know, but it ended up being a real big deal, and then we had to perform it literally like every week.
Yeah, that was it was definitely fun most times, but sometimes it was like shit. All right, like you gotta imagine you get off work, you got like you having like a bad day, and you say, "Hey, bro, I need to come perform this song." So you gotta change from your work clothes to put on what you think is rapper clothes, and go perform this song. You know, so that was, you know, those are my memories. But yeah, even then, I think that was like, you know, I'm still heavy into, you know, hometown mode and putting out my own music. And I know it was like, that was like 2013.
2013, 2014.
I remember that was just on our whole crew side, that was like a turning point, because I remember Scott kind of like, that's like when the start of his like hiatus at that time.
Yeah.
I remember, I think I had just Pat, Jordan, all of them had just kind of came on board around that time.
Right.
So it was like for me, I kind of felt like I needed to, you know, I had to step my shit up. You know, so I just felt like I needed to step my shit up. So no matter what it was, from performances, features, whatever, I just had to like step my shit up and kind of like move and just kind of be like, all right, I can do this. I feel like I can really go toe to toe and rap. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it was just, I was just thinking about that shit the other day too, like kind of looking at some of the parallels. Do you think there are any parallels between Testify and Suplex? Because I'll just state the obvious. One, you produced both records.
Yeah.
Two, you went first.
Is there I don't think there's been a time where we've made a song where I didn't go first. When it's just us two.
That's true. I think even on my project Without a Cape,
yeah,
song Got Blues on Forever, you went first on that too. Why you always going first, bro?
No, see, that was your decision that time.
That was my decision that time. I don't know why that was my decision that time. Do you like to go first on features? Like, do you like to be the first voice and then let the feature come in, or?
Not necessarily. It depends, and like I can be swayed either way. Like with Benz on the new project, Scott go first, and like that wasn't my call. That was Adam's call. I had sent Adam. Shout out to Adam Smith. He was my old manager. He now manages the Revivalists. And normally, like I send him stuff at the halfway mark. I always feel like I get like halfway through something, and and it's just like I need it to be good enough to where it could be judged properly, but also not far along enough that if he tells me, yo, you need to scrap this, or this is bad, or whatever, like I don't feel too hurt about it.
Right.
Like he helps me kill my darlings or whatever, right?
Gotcha.
So I had sent him everything, and I sent him Ben's, or sent him the project, and he was like, yo, Ben's is really great, but you should consider having Scott go first.
Got you.
And he was like, look, since this is an album that does have features, you rap 4 songs heavy, you're in people's faces. On the 5th song, now that you have a feature, let that feature appear first so you could be like a soft reset. When it came to Blues on Forever, I didn't really care where you placed me on the song. It was a hot summer day. So we used to have this studio.
Oh, the storage unit studio?
Storage unit, where we used to sell drugs out of, and not hometown.
I was like, whoa, hold on.
not hometown people. And and it was hot as shit, and everybody was there that day. You were there, Santos was there, Darius was there, Jordan was there, Pat was there. So now we got 5 niggas plus me, 6 niggas in this storage unit. It's hot as shit. There's cloth and carpets all on the wall and shit to do the insulation, so it sounds good in there, but it's damn near an oven. And like, also, it was one of them things, so at that point in time, I was like fully in rapper mode. Like, I was really not trying to be out-rapped. I felt that people took my thought process of songwriting and threw it in my face of like, oh man, like you always getting outbarred on songs or whatever, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, no, I'm just trying to make a good song. Like I'm producing everything, I'm putting together the concept, I'm writing the hooks and da-da-da-da-da. And y'all caring about whether or not a nigga got a better 16 than me. That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Right.
So at that point, I was like over it. So I was really just trying to get on the song. I was gonna rap my ass off and leave because it's hot. So like I think I did it in like 2 takes, 1 take or something like that, and left. I didn't care where you placed me on the song. Right. I'm just like, but then you left me in the front, and I'm like, all right, yeah, cool, that's fine. Do I feel like there's parallels in Testify and Suplex? There's definitely parallels, but nothing like intentional. It wasn't anything where I was like, oh man, I'm trying to make a mini Testify too, you know, like it was.
I need that Testify 2 verse now. I need that shit, my boy.
I wasn't trying to make a sequel, you know. It wasn't anything like that. It was just more so like the content mattered, how the song sounded. I felt like you were a good fit, and you know, also, it wasn't originally supposed to be for my project. It was supposed to be for Drop City. Which that whole plan that I had really got derailed. I ain't finna talk about it because I ain't gonna throw nobody in the bus.
Compilations is tough to.
It's tough. You know, so I had kind of like had these big group sessions, and we were creating songs in the group sessions, but there was already people that I wanted for specific songs, or I wanted to be like, okay, I'm gonna craft this song, and it's gonna be us 2 on this song. You were one of them. Shout out to Brick. Brick was one of them. We did Cujo together, and then he also jumped on Kickstand just out of love. Tom G was one of them. Scott was always a plan. There's some other people as well, but things got muddled. But as I started making TYFR, I was like, nah, I want Suplex.
Okay.
It is in the same spot though.
Oh, it's like the same, like in the track list?
Same track list as Testify as well.
Damn. That's creepy.
Yeah, it is creepy. And it wasn't even supposed to be like that. Like, Suplex was originally track 7.
I gotta see how long the songs are, because if the songs are the same length, then that's like divine creepy. I don't know how long Testify is, but I don't know how long Suplex is either. But I just feel like if they're the same length, then that's creepy.
We have technology, and I feel like if it's gonna be like something weird, like it's not gonna be the same length though. But I do think it's gonna be odd enough.
If them songs the same length, bro, I'm gonna tell you to delete that damn song, bitch. You got me calling me devil shit, bitch.
What? All right, hold on. So Testify, as it stands, is 4 minutes and 25 seconds. It's not gonna be that long.
Yeah, Suplex ain't that long.
It ain't that long.
Felt that damn long. I ain't gonna cap.
Suplex feels like a long song.
I think when you watch the video, it don't. When I'm listening to it.
Yeah, and Suplex is 3:02.
What is it, about a minute and a half longer on Testify?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's more. I think the hook plays more than
The
Testify.
hook plays more. Yeah.
Thank God that wasn't the same. I was like, that's too creepy.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the co-star in the video, Suplex.
Oh, Lee Moriarty?
Yes.
Yeah, shout out my boy Lee, man. He my op forever, but he cool.
First, how him and why him?
Oh, because
Like, how did that even? How did the signals? How did the lanes cross?
all right. So I know Lee's girl.
Huh?
Not like that. I know Lee's girl, Tejana. Tejana and me have been cool, or were cool, in the wrestling circles.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And everything was like, oh, she'd be like, oh yeah, you should put me in a video. Da 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 da. I'd love to be in a video. But like, if you ever watch any of my videos, if you like go back pretty far, I normally don't have anybody else in the video. It's usually just me in videos. And if I do have people, it's, people that act, but I don't do the video vixen thing. I don't like to get into
Like using women as props.
I don't like using women as props. I really don't. And it's hard for me to justify it. It would be one thing if somebody approaches me with an idea and they're like, yeah, I want to do this. And it's like, okay, that's cool. Like, for instance, there is, and whenever this airs, there's going to be a recap of like Mischief Mondays, right? We're in a club. We premiered Suplex there. It was cool. But like, there are women voluntarily twerking. And it's in the recap video because that's what was happening in the club at the time. Like, I ain't paid them to do that. I didn't tell them to do that. That's just what was going on. I'm okay with that. Like, you did that on your own volition. Like, you knew that there was cameras. You wanted to do that. You were comfortable doing that. That's cool with me. Like, that's fine. But I can't be somebody to be like, oh yeah, I need girls to do X, Y, Z in a video. I'm not comfortable with that. I'm not here to exploit anybody.
I feel that.
So even like with, the Zion video, people were like, oh yeah, like, are you gonna do the threesome scene? And I'm like, you'll see. And like, I would rather exploit myself and make myself the joke than objectify a woman on camera. So I never really had a video to where I felt comfortable being like, yeah, Tiana, like, come and do this or whatever, right?
Right, yeah.
But once I was writing Suplex and had the video, like the idea down, I'm like, oh, I know what we could do.
Yeah.
Because she was like, yeah, I showed Lee some of your stuff and like, he'd be down to do a video too, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah, okay, well, I got this idea. So I passed him the idea and she's like, oh yeah, that's cool. So like 2 days later, Lee started following me and I'm like, all right, yeah, bet. And then the nigga started picking on me. So then it just became like, all right. So we kind of got into that wrestling mode of just like tit for tat. And then like the video kind of ended up modeling itself around that.
That's a great, funny dude, bro.
Yeah.
Very funny dude. Matter of fact, I gotta show you this shit on Twitter, bro. I saw a video of this nigga, bro. Lee, hey man, you's a grooving motherfucker, boy.
Are you talking about his victory dance?
Bro, I'm telling you right now, this shit right here, that shit is crazy. I gotta show the camera. Bitch. Yeah, that shit, man. See that shit? Moving, boy. God. I said, all right, Lee. If you'd have did that shit in the video, bitch.
Nah, I would have never lived it down, bro. I lost.
Suplex your ass in a fucking video. Crazy. But no, I thought, I never, I'm not really following wrestling like I used to. But like meeting him and just kind of like being on set and everything was like, he was really cool. He even showed me the little fucking
the chicken wing. Put you in a chicken wing, bro.
What? What's it called?
He put you in a chicken wing.
The chicken wing shit. And I'm just like, all right. Why a black dude gotta have a move called chicken wing?
First of all, like, first of all, that's just the name of the move, bro.
Because they put you like this.
That just is the name of the move, bro. Like it's not like he invented it and was like, I'm gonna call it.
Fuck, I'm gonna wrestle Lee next, goddamn.
10-piece and fries, bro. Like, what the fuck?
I'm gonna wrestle his ass and put his ass in the strawberry biscuit. You hear that, Lee? Oh man, but nah, he cool guy, man. She was great as well. They was cool, bro. Also, the geniuses, the magicians behind the shit, Jan and Berto,
Bruh.
yeah, y'all got like this relationship, man. That y'all work has been dope, bro. Like,
Yeah, man, I love them, bro. Like, like it is like how you and Scott are to me on the musical side of things, and how Adam and Wilson and Keith and Taylor are to me on the booking or the management side, or the like. Those two guys are like my eyes, like they're on the visual side. Like I wouldn't trade any of y'all for the world. Like, and what's crazy is that I can come up with a harebrained idea and we can make it reality, and vice versa. And they push me to be better. And I think that
shit. Sound like a motorcycle fart.
we got a cool guy over here. I feel like every video that we've done has just gotten consistently better. The standard of it has just gotten better. And it's good, man. Jan did a fantastic job editing the video and putting it together and being, my co-director on that. And then Roberto was a genius, bro. Like for him to come in, he came in and I remember, Roberto does this walk, right? Where he's like, he gets in and he's just like, all right, I need a light there, light there, light there. And he's just like mathematician, like it's on the fly. Like he just knows where everything needs to go at. So like the room was lit up in, an hour. And it was looking crazy. Like, it had the red tint and everything. It looked impeccable.
And they work well together too. Like Jan, he's more like when you look at him, he has like this straight face, but he's like chill. You know what I'm saying? And then Berto, he's always like smiling and laughing the whole time. Yeah. Like the whole entire time. He's over there just chatting with me. We going back and forth off of whatever the fuck we think is funny at the time. But during that whole time they're working, and it's like they putting that shit together. And sometimes you may not feel like me personally, I don't know what the fuck's going on when it comes to the camera stuff, but it's like I'm looking at the shit like, okay, you know what I'm saying? And then next thing you know, you see the final product, and it's like, oh, them motherfuckers, they know what they're doing. Like it's really like you could tell that is years worth of like work. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, it was crazy, man. I remember one time, let me tell the story. Jan and me were, so I got like people that I send stuff to, like the music, and it just really depends on like when I send, like where I send it to or whatever. And I remember when I was working on Rob was basically done, and I made No Limit 97 like at the very, very, very end. It was like the second to last song that got finished. It was the last song to get started.
And that was on, you talking about for Rob, right?
For Rob.
Okay.
And I remember I threw it in the group chat. I was like, yo, tell me how y'all like this, whatever. And like, it just like nobody said anything for a few days. And then I went back and like, I was like, man, like I guess this is bad. Like I'm gonna not put it on the project. And Jan was like, nah, I just haven't had a chance to hear it. I'm gonna listen to it. And like 2 minutes later, he was like, bro, this is amazing. This is like the best shit. We need to shoot a video for it. I'm shooting a video for it. I got an idea for it. I'm gonna. So I'm like, all right, cool. I really wasn't like, I was just like, okay, I guess. I mean, like the song was good. I just want to see if it was good enough to make it to the album. But he made it seem like it was like a really big deal. Whatever. So he starts sending me like pics for the storyboard, and I'm like, all right, cool, yeah, I guess so. And I just completely followed his lead. We shot a video. It took like 3 days. I had to go to his house, do the green screen thing. Got in a suit. It's weird, very unflattering. I was like, damn, I need to go to the gym. I look crazy right now. All types of shit. So then I remember he sends me a rough draft. And he's like, yeah, this is what it's looking like. And it looked crazy. I was like, I don't know what's going on. Like, it feels like this is not, I don't know. But I was like, you know what? I'm probably just tripping. I'm probably just like, just nervous about it. Because
Right.
this is like the first video I had absolutely no real input on. I just trusted it. A week goes by, he sends me the next edit, and I'm like, this is the greatest fucking video I've ever seen in my life. And I was like, yep, you gotta trust pros. You gotta trust pros.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Jan knows what he's doing, and I've seen Roberto's work with other people, and it's like I'm pretty sure that's a good combination of two people to have in your back pocket when it comes to visual work. So that's definitely dope to have, and it was a pleasure working with them too.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
I haven't worked with anybody else since the first video Roberto and me worked on was Nelly. And I haven't worked with anybody making a music video since. I can't. I don't want to. And people have approached me to do music videos, and it's just like, man, if Berto's not vetting you, I really don't. I'm fine. I'm fine. You know, we brought Jan into the fold, and it's been great. It was mostly because Roberto can't be in two places at once. So we were thinking for festival shoots, but then it was just like me and Jan got cool too, and it was just like, oh yeah, okay, this is our brain trust on that. So,
got you. Okay, cool. So now we know that we done brought people back to Testify and talked about Suplex and how we graced over your move. We know that you're an album guy. You always drop an album, an EP or an album, right? So one has to know what Suplex out. An album has to be coming. What is the future? What does the rest of 2023 look like for Gats? Not, I mean, you're in LA now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what does the rest of 2023 look like?
I mean, right now, Scott and me are deep at work to make the new album. TYFR, thank you for Robin. The songs themselves are done.
Okay.
The actual song concepts are done. The takes are done. The production is done. Right now, we're in a point of mixing and getting everything to a point to where it sounds, professional, optimal, clean. Doing the post-production things,
right.
So yesterday I was with Scott, and we have a song called Garden, and Scott is as much of a producer and writer on the album as I am. I'm writing my verses and I'm writing my hooks and all that, but there's ideas that get thrown in, or it's like, okay, we should do this, or blah 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 blah. So Garden, we had the bass song done, but now it's like, okay, now we're gonna get the mix right. Okay, now we're gonna add in my tag, and I have two tags. I have a West Side Gun tag and I have a Keisha Gray tag. I put those tags in the way that they are on previous projects, but now it's like, okay, how can we freak those tags? How can we make it new and interesting?
Right.
So then, we spent 30 minutes, hour, manipulating Keisha's voice to drop it in the song in a certain way, and then clearing up certain vocals, finding little, effects to put on things. We worked on Haunted, another song on the project, so then we're doing delays and little echo effects so that we could fill certain spaces. I like to think that this album is a maximalist album. I want to occupy as much sound and space as possible. Sometimes I've had more minimalistic albums, especially with Jordan, which I love. I've always loved Jordan's love of simplicity. He's like, I'm trying to make it as simple as possible and as effective. And a lot of my favorite songs ever came from working with Jordan. Chatter is a top 5 Gat song to me. Posse, I feel like, man, like I fucking love that song. Differences and Zion, obviously, Jerseys, a lot of these songs that are just very deceptively simple. But with this, I wanted it to be very bombastic, a lot of things going on at once, because I want it to sound good in the club. I want it to sound occupied. So I would like for the album to come out this year. I have a date in mind, and it is kind of weird. So like, Red Tape came out 10 years. It'll be 10 years this year. 813, which is the area code here. The area code that I stay in is 818 now, and 818 is a Friday. So I'm kind of looking at that.
Okay.
Kind of looking at that. Be another 10 tracks, just like Red Tape was, which is very odd, but yeah.
Okay.
That will be the goal. Really just working on that. I have other stuff that I'm writing and recording now, back in LA.
Got you.
But I can't really talk about that yet.
Okay. Well, there's at least I have 1 or 2 more questions. Definitely one that I want to know and that people have been asking, right?
Asking you?
They've been asking, brother. You know what I'm saying? And people want to know, man, like, are you gonna bring me on Rolling Loud, bitch? I'm trying to perform on Rolling Loud, bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying? You done gave Pat some bird, nigga. Give me some bird too, bitch. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be on that stage too, bro. Like, for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't want to do Rolling Louds no more. Now he got a song with me. That's kind of fucked up. Like, you know what I'm saying? You feel me? But yeah, man. Is there like, I know your relationship with Rolling Loud has definitely been one of the longest ones I've seen, definitely from this area, that you performed from the very first one, and then definitely all the Miamis before they even started expanding to the other ones. You know what I'm saying? So like, do you feel like that is something that you want to continue to like try to get more of those stages as they expand, or do you feel like you're definitely participating? Because I look at Rolling Loud as like homies work there. You know what I'm saying? Homies work for them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I look at them as just kind of like just one of the biggest companies from Florida that like I have seen grow. You know what I mean? So how do you see yourself in the future with Rolling Loud? Do you see yourself trying to perform more for them, or?
So it's not so much of a trying. I think, like, so they've announced the Miami lineup this year, and my viewpoint on it is this: I want to do every Rolling Loud. Period. You want to do every stage you can.
Gotcha.
Every stage that's worth its salt. I'm not finna go and do no open mic. I'm not going to do the cypher. I'm past that. That lowers the value. But
I feel you.
things of value, I'm gonna want to do. And if I'm not on Rolling Loud Miami, all that tells me is that I need to go harder. So like, if I'm having a good year and I get on there, I get on there. If I'm having a not good year and I'm not on there, then that just tells me I still got work to do.
Gotcha.
And I'm not afraid to put in the work. So, Miami's a few months away. It's not to say that there's not changes that could be made. I knew like last year I was on New York, and I knew that I was getting on New York before Miami was even announced because of how songs from Robbed were trending in New York.
Got you.
So when Miami got announced and I wasn't on Miami, it didn't really faze me too much. I knew I still had work to do because I obviously wanted to try to get traction in Miami. But in the New York market, I was doing very well. And then, Too Much to Rob came out, Jerseys, and Zion did really well, especially in Apple Music, especially in New York. So like, it was cool. But Zion started to pick up even more as the months progressed. And then when Miami was coming around and got closer, they're like, hey, we actually have some space. You're doing well, blah, blah, blah. Can you do it?
Right.
And I was like, yeah. So the same thing applies now. I'm trying to put, gas on the fire and everything like that. And if Garden and Haunted take off the way that I want them to, hopefully I expect a call and it'll be like, hey, bring your ass. So,
True. Feel that.
I don't know when this airs, but, shout out to the homies that Rolling Loud. I'm not going to say who they are because they know who they are. And I don't need people, man, like the Miami lineup dropped and people were like, why are you not on Miami? And I'm like, it is what it is. And then like I had posted a congratulatory thing to the homies, and somebody was like, yo, I'm about to DM right now. And I'm like, don't do that. Don't do that. That's not good. That's not good. That's not good.
Yeah.
If you want me on Rolling Loud, stream the music more, send it to more people, comment on the Rolling Loud page, but don't DM the homies. Like it's not up to them to decide if I'm on the festival. It's up to me to do the work and to get the numbers.
Got you.
And I'll always look at it that way.
That's good advice for anybody that's trying to get on that. You know what I mean? So
do the work. Do the work, man. And it's like,
So stream Suplex and watch the video, because that's the work.
Yeah. And the thing, if RL calls and they're like, yeah, it's a go, come on, then yeah, we'll be doing Suplex at Rolling Loud. That would be I already got the time off.
I'm gonna act an ass, bitch. I don't give a damn what time we go on stage, bitch. They be 11 o'clock in the morning, bitch. And 30 people in that motherfucker, bitch. I'm gonna act ass, bitch. I'm at Rolling Loud, bitch.
I don't think I've had 30 people in a crowd in a while, bro.
Now, I went to a festival, right? And it's always a lot of people. Even if it look like not a lot of people, it's a lot of people on that fucking stage. You know what I mean? And I've never been to Rolling Loud, but I can just imagine from the festivals I went to, I'm like, nah, that shit is terrifying if you're not on that damn stage. So, but I can probably imagine. But before we get out of here, I want to ask, do you think there's a possibility that we could probably work on more music, like a project together?
Yeah.
Yeah. If so, what approach would you want to be? Would you want to like fully produce it, or would you want somebody else to produce it?
I mean, I wouldn't even look at it like that. I think the big thing would be,
like if your money right, bro. Like it's real. I ain't doing shit for free, bro. Like you gotta make sure bread. Like yeah, okay, bro.
No. I feel like if I was gonna do an EP, I would want to do it like how I do things with Jordan. And I think that's like the best way. Jordan is probably my best collaborator in the sense of we have a really good system. And it's just like, pull up, plays a whole bunch of beats. I'm like, yeah. I try to rap on all of them.
Yeah.
The ones that stick, we then cull down and then we refine them. And then we have a thing.
So are you telling me that you want to do a project, an EP with me, and have Jordan produce it? That'd
be hard. That would probably be the greatest shit.
I've collaborated with Jordan too. My worst collaboration with that motherfucker is 2K. That motherfucker is absolutely one of the worst teammates I've had on 2K. Jesus Christ. But music, yeah, that nigga's amazing.
No, but I would say like either that or like how I was doing the Drop City sessions. Like I would do a project with you like that, and I think it'd be more fruitful because there's less niggas.
Right.
Like no offense to any of the niggas that was on Drop City Collective, because I love all of them. It's just math. Like trying to herd 20 sheep is a lot harder than trying to herd 2. Yeah. So I would do that. And I feel like the Drop City sessions were like super important to me because it made me a better producer. I remember I'd found this one sample And Flex had heard it. He was like, yeah, I want to rap on that. I want some horns on that. I usually don't produce with horns. So like, I was just like,
You better man than me. I ain't putting no horns on this motherfucker, man. You better rap on that motherfucker way it is, motherfucker. Like, nice, bro.
but I had to think about it, and like, so everybody went downstairs to like smoke, and I was just there, and I went and I started like digging up one shots, and I found some one shots, and like, in 20 minutes, I made kickstand. So like, that's how kickstand came to fruition. Like, it doesn't come to fruition without Flex being like, yo, I want to rap on some horns. Or, you know, Push coming in and being like, yo, make an Afro beat. I'm like, I don't listen to Afro beats. The fuck do you think this is?
You ever made an Afro beat before?
Yeah, Fake Ops. I made that.
Oh, okay. Are you, I mean, I've heard some of the production on the album, so you got some shit, man. Yeah, shit. I mean, hey, who knows? Jordan may hear this and may get mad that I said that about the 2K shit. Because who knows? So maybe that won't work. You know, maybe we gotta find another option. But no, man, I'm glad that we was able to link up. I know we performed at the big show this past weekend.
Fire.
That was our first time performing the Suplex record, and that was cool as fuck.
Yeah.
And hopefully we get some more shows, man. But it's been a pleasure to just have you back in town, man, and be able to connect again. And once again, just thank you. Thank you again for just, the music, your contribution to the art form, for the feature, the collaboration, you know what I'm saying? And continue to be an example of what an artist from Tampa should be doing continuously, So we appreciate you, bro.
Thank you, man.
All right,
Appreciate
man.
you having this platform for us to talk about shit.
For sure. And that's it, man. It's a wrap. It's Beats and Chill with Gats. We out.